Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you all know, there's been a litany of firings at ESPN. Now, before the list came out this Friday, or rather before the firings were made, we were kind of privy to this information, but I don't think the majority of us were tracking it daily, right? So when the news dropped, I think it took a lot of us by surprise, because I don't think any of us had a stopwatch, a stop clock on our wrist talking about, okay, well, today's the day that people at ESPN get fired. No, people live their lives. So it kind of caught all of us off guard. And initially, the first bit of news I heard last Friday, or this Friday that just passed, was the firing of Jalen Rose and Jeff Van Gundy. That was the one that really shocked me. I was like, wait, Jalen Rose? It really surprised a lot of people to see that Jalen Rose was leaving the network. And we actually went on to do a live. Now, while we were doing the live, we were talking about the Jalen Rose stuff. A lot of us were anticipating, but who's going to get fired next? So while we're doing this live, all of a sudden I start seeing in the comment section, Max Kellerman. I'm like, Max Kellerman? What the hell is going on with Max Kellerman? I was like, did Max Kellerman get fired? Then I immediately jumped on Googled it. Then I found out Max Kellerman got fired. And that's when, it just began to turn into a frenzy. And at that point, a lot of us were kind of trying to clamor in to figure out, okay, so who and who's getting fired? Who and who's getting fired, right? And in the midst of all of that, some people started asking, including me, what about Malika Andrews? You just fired Jeff Van Gundy. You fired Max Kellerman. These are people that actually, Jeff Van Gundy was a commentator for NBA games. Max Kellerman had his own show. Jalen Rose was actually on different shows. I'm like, you fired these people. What about Malika Andrews? And a lot of people began to question. Then what happened? The full list came out, and I want to read from marca.com. So here's a list of people that I know that got fired. Jeff Van Gundy, as we aforementioned, Jalen Rose, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson from The Morning Show, Todd McShay, Matt Hasselbeck, Ashley Brewer, Susie Colbert, Steve Young, LaFonso Ellis, Jason Fitz, June Lee, Jordan Cornette, David Pollock, and Nick Friedel. So those are the people that got fired. And in the midst of all of those people, we don't hear the name Malika Andrews. And I was questioning it, but then I kind of moved on. But then what happened? Over the weekend, let me say on maybe Friday night and Saturday, all of Saturday, I started to see a lot of people. And when I say a lot of people commenting on our shows, because we produce around 3 or 4 episodes around this particular, this news surrounding ESPN. And a lot of people kept on asking in the comment sections. I can't even count the comments. They get rid of this guy. They get rid of Max. They get rid of Jalen Rose. But Malika Andrews stays. Malika Andrews stays. So many people started talking about, but Malika Andrews stays. Why do they keep Malika Andrews? And then I started seeing various creators online creating videos about it. What about Malika Andrews? Why is Malika Andrews still there, right? Now, incidentally, we actually put up a comment on our community section yesterday, and the comment read, ESPN kept Malika. It's almost like they're trying to do the exact opposite thing their viewers want. They are obsessed with force-feeding people things they don't want. What a business strategy. Do things to alienate your viewers and then ask them to give you their money. Brilliant. Laughing emoji. And I'm beginning to realize, and that's why I was like, let's produce something about about this Sunday, because we don't produce shows on Sunday. I'm beginning to realize that there's a lot of frustration out there in the internet over the fact that so many of these people that got fired from ESPN, so many of these people that brought value to the network, they got fired, but they somehow found a way to keep Malika Andrews. Now, some people may be watching this show wondering, what's the issue with Malika Andrews? Let me hip you guys up to the problem I believe a lot of people have with Malika Andrews. Number one, Malika Andrews has made it her mission to go after men every single chance that she gets. Every single chance Malika Andrews gets, she attacks men. Whether if you're a young guy, whether if you're an older guy, it really doesn't matter. We've seen her go after probably the face of the network is Stephen A. Smith by trying to disrespect him on his own show, by trying to talk to him like a little kid, and he had to check her for it. We've seen her go at Kendrick Perkins. We see her go at Joe Mazzulla. Don't even bring up the Ime Udoka situation. You would have thought that Malika Andrews was a part of that situation. It was absolutely unbelievable the way she was going after Ime Udoka. I mean, she really made it personal. So in the aftermath of all of these firings, people are wondering, how is it possible that you kept someone on this network that is alienating so many viewers? How is it that they were spared in all of this? And to me, I just think that ESPN has made it up in their mind that they're going to do things that fly in the face of what their viewers want. I mean, you would really have to be tone deaf to not understand the sentiment out there surrounding Malika. You would literally have to be tone deaf, or you would be aware of it and you're like, you know what? I don't really care. We're going to force feed this content to you and you're going to like it whether you like it or not. You're going to have to watch her on television go after men whenever the opportunity arises. And to me, the part that really blows my mind in all of this, as someone that's a part of a sports media platform here, I mean, on our channel, over 90% of the viewers are men. Over 90% of the viewers are men. And I think that if you kind of peel back the curtains, you will find out that the majority of the people, I didn't say all, the majority of the people that watch sports are men. So to have someone on a network that constantly alienates men and turns them off, to still keep them on, to me, is just absolutely, I mean, it flies in the face of all reason, and it flies in the face of good business, to be honest with you. Just recently, we were listening to a show where Clay Travis broke down exactly what's happening at ESPN from a business standpoint. And ESPN has lost over 30 million subscribers to their cable package, to the people that watch their watch ESPN, that pay for their, for it to watch it on TV. 30 million. And they're still hemorrhaging customers. And then you go out there, you have an opportunity to try to change the way people view you, and then you keep somebody up there like Malika Andrews, who I could care less for. Really. Because Malika Andrews she don't like people that look like me. She don't like people that look like me. That's clear. Especially of my gender. She does not. No, she doesn't. She doesn't, and I'm not the only one saying it. So for them to keep her, to find a way to keep her, to me is incredible. It's absolutely, if you go out there and comb through the videos of people that have posted, made videos about this particular time, and you read the comments, you're literally talking about thousands and thousands of comments all throughout the internet asking, so wait a minute, you got rid of Max Kellerman, who brings value to the network. You got rid of Keyshawn Johnson, who brings value to the network. You got rid of Jeff Van Gundy, but you found a way to keep Malika Andrews? It's unreal to me, but they still kept her. And to me, I can only think that the only reason that they kept her up there is to continue. It's for her to continue what she's doing, because I don't see her stopping. Because by them keeping her, they're empowering her. They're empowering her. And to me, I find it to be absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that Jalen Rose had to go up there and apologize on NBA Countdown for asking the question around the Ime Udoka story, which was, why is Ime Udoka's name being plastered all over the news? And the person he had that situation with, that he was involved with that interact, whatever it was, her name gets to remain silent when she's an adult, and number two was a consenting situation. Why does his name get he had the audacity to ask that question, and just moments later, he was forced to read an on-air apology where he went up there and said some bullocks by saying that, after reading into more of the case. How the hell did Jalen Rose read more into the case over a commercial break? How did he do that? He must be the best lawyer in the world. How the hell did he do that? So they forced him to make an apology, but Malika Andrews gets to escape through, and all of the time she runs around and disrespecting men all over that network. She doesn't have to apologize. She doesn't have to apologize for the Joe Mazzulla comments. She doesn't have to apologize for the Brandon Miller comments. She doesn't have to apologize for acting the way that she behaved on Stephen A. Smith's show. She just gets to continue on her merry way, and like as if nothing happened. What a slap in the face to your customers. What the hell is going on at ESPN anyway? What is going on at that network anyway? What messaging are you guys trying to send, that men don't have any value? They don't have any feelings, that they shouldn't be respected? So we should just sit there and take it and listen to this lady say whatever the hell she wants, however she wants to say it, and go impeded? She should just go up there and say whatever she wants, and we got to sit here and listen to it, and at the end you want us to patronize your product? How does that make any sense? What type of arrogance is that? So to me, it's unbelievable. And I'm among the people asking the question, how is it that she got to stay and all of these people get to go? Because at least those people provided value. Now you may talk about, oh, well, you know, their salaries are big. Okay, good. Get somebody else that's not, it's polarizing. To me, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I'm not the only one that shares this. A lot of people thinking. And as someone that watches games on ESPN, all of that stuff, I have the right to comment on it because I patronize the product. So I have a right to comment. If I walk into a restaurant and I pay for a steak and I don't like the way it tastes, I'm going to talk. Sorry, it's my right as a customer. To me, it's unbelievable, and I think it was just something that we needed to broach this Sunday. So what I want to know from you guys is simply this. Why do you think ESPN decided to keep her? That's all I want to know. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show.